Tonight, you don't have to push anymore. You don't have to solve your life in one night. You don't even have to be better. All you have to do is lie here, listen, breathe, and gently let go of the part of you that is always forcing yourself to be liked, forcing results, forcing answers that are not ready yet. As you rest, I'll quietly walk with you through 13 gentle Buddhist principles. They all point to one soft truth. You don't have to force life to make it work. When you stop pushing so hard, peace has room to come to you. By the time this story ends, you'll know a different way to live. A way where you still show up, you still care. But inside, there is space, there is trust, there is a calmer you, watching it all unfold. Let's begin. Take a slow breath in and a long breath out. The fifth principle is simplicity. Your mind loves complication. Endless tabs open, too many commitments, too many musts. Simplicity says, let's put some of this down. Picture your life as a room. On the floor, old fears, cluttered obligations, projects you don't really care about, people who drain you every time. No wonder you feel crowded. Simplicity starts with gentle honesty. What actually matters to me? What truly nourishes me? What can I quietly release? You might donate things you don't use. Say no to one extra obligation. Protect a small island of silence in your day. As the outer clutter slowly falls away, the inner clutter becomes easier to see. You stop juggling 10 things at once. You give one task, one person, one moment your full attention. Even something simple like drinking water can feel sacred when you're really there for it. Simplicity is not about having nothing. It is about having space for what is real. The sixth principle is compassion for others, and also quietly for yourself. Think back to a time when someone truly understood you. They didn't fix you. They didn't judge you. They just sat with your pain and said, I see you. I'm here. Remember how your body softened in that presence, how the burden became a little lighter. Compassion is that presence extended to others and eventually to your own heart. You don't have to perform grand heroic acts. Compassion can be small and invisible. Answering a message from a lonely friend, letting someone merge into your lane without anger, smiling at the tired cashier, speaking kindly to yourself when you make a mistake. Each act is like a tiny candle in a dark room. One by one, the room changes. Something else happens too. When you focus on easing the pain around you, your own pain stops feeling like a prison. You see that everyone is carrying something heavy. The world stops being me versus them. It becomes we. Humans stumbling and learning together. Compassion does not burn you out when it is rooted in wisdom and boundaries. You do what you can where you are with what you have. You don't have to rescue the whole world. You just refuse to let your heart grow hard. The seventh principle is insight. Insight is not just information. It is seeing clearly, seeing through. You can read 100 books about fire, but touching the flame once teaches you something different. Meditation is like sitting by that inner flame. You watch your thoughts come and go. You notice recurring patterns. This story always shows up when I'm scared. I always attack myself when I feel insecure. I always run away when I feel close to someone. At first, this can feel uncomfortable, like sitting in a quiet room and suddenly hearing every small sound. But stay a little longer. Insight begins. You see that not every thought is true. Not every feeling is a command. Not every story in your mind deserves obedience. You begin to ask, is this actually real? Or is it just an old habit playing again? That question alone loosens many chains. Insight doesn't force you to change overnight. It simply turns on the light. And once you've seen clearly, it becomes harder to keep walking into the same painful walls. The eighth principle is impermanence. Nothing stays the same. Not the weather, not your moods, not your relationships, not even your ideas of yourself. At first, this truth can be frightening. We want some things to last forever. We want guarantees. But impermanence is also a mercy, because pain changes too. Grief softens. Fear passes. Loneliness is interrupted by unexpected connection. Think of the sky throughout a single day. Morning light, harsh midday sun, soft evening colors, dark, star-studded night. The sky is never exactly the same, yet it doesn't panic. It doesn't cling to any one version of itself. When you accept impermanence, you stop grasping so desperately. You enjoy what is here while it is here. You say, I love you while there is time. You appreciate your health while you have it. You use this day while it is still in your hands. And when change comes, as it always does, you bow to it even if your heart hurts. This too belongs to life. Impermanence is not the enemy. It is the rhythm of existence. The ninth principle is freedom from suffering through detachment from desire. Desire is not evil. You will always want things. That is part of being human. The suffering comes when a desire becomes a demand. When I get this, I'll finally be okay. If I don't get this, I'm nothing. Detachment does not mean you stop wanting. It means you stop worshiping what you want. Instead of, I must have this, you whisper, it would be nice. But my peace does not depend on it. Feel how different that lands in your body. You can still pursue the job, the relationship, the creative dream. But the inner script is softer. I will walk this path with curiosity, not desperation. When you detach a little from your desires, you are free in both directions. If things go well, you are grateful. If they don't, you are sad maybe, but not destroyed. Your core is not built on outcomes. It rests on something deeper and quieter that no one can give or take. The 10th principle is inner peace. We often think peace is something the world must give us. When I have enough money, I'll relax. When they understand me, I'll calm down. When life finally stops attacking me, I'll feel safe. But life doesn't sign that contract. The world does not promise to arrange itself around our nervous systems. Inner peace is different. It says, I will cultivate a quiet place inside even when the outer world is loud. Picture a lake in the mountains. On the surface, waves can rise, wind can blow, storms can pass through. But deep below the water remains still. Inner peace is learning to live from that deeper layer. The surface of your life may be chaotic. Bills, messages, conflict, news. But underneath, there is a part of you watching it all, breathing, knowing I have survived every day so far. I will meet this one too. Meditation, prayer, slow walks, gentle self-talk. These are ways of visiting that inner lake. With time, you don't just visit, you begin to live from there. First, imagine this. You're hanging from a cliff edge, your fingers ache, your arms shake. Below you, nothing but empty space. Your mind screams, hold on, don't let go. If you let go, it's over. But somewhere deeper, there's a quiet whisper. What if letting go is not the end, but the beginning? Buddhist wisdom often sounds like this: sharp, simple, and strangely freeing. Tonight, we'll take that whisper seriously. We'll explore 13 soft rules for living without forcing. Not rules you must obey, but gentle directions, like lanterns placed along a dark path. Stay with me. If your mind drifts, it's okay. If you fall asleep, that's okay too. These words will still sink in. Your body will rest. Your heart will remember what it needs. The 11th principle is gratitude. Gratitude is not pretending everything is fine. It is not forcing yourself to smile when you are hurting. It is simply the practice of noticing what is not broken, even while some things are. Right now, notice one small blessing. Maybe your breath, a safe place to lie down, someone who loves you somewhere in this world. The fact that you are still here, still capable of change. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it keeps pain from erasing everything else. When you regularly look for what is good, your mind slowly rewires itself. It stops scanning only for danger and lack. It also sees support, beauty, kindness. You can even be grateful for lessons, though sometimes only in hindsight. Because of that heartbreak, I learned boundaries. Because of that failure, I changed direction. Gratitude is like turning on a small lamp in a dark room. The darkness may still be there, but now you can see where to place your feet. The 12th principle is harmony with nature. Look at how the natural world lives. Trees don't rush. Rivers don't force their way upstream. The moon doesn't apologize for being only a thin slice of light some nights. Nature moves in cycles: growth, rest, bloom, decay. You too are part of nature, not separate from it. When you try to be on all the time, always productive, always available, you are arguing with the laws of the universe. Harmony with nature means honoring your own seasons. There will be times of expansion, new projects, fresh love, big risks. There will be times of contraction, rest, grief, simple days. Neither is wrong. Both are needed. Spending time in real nature helps you remember this. Sitting under a tree, listening to rain, watching clouds. Your nervous system recognizes something ancient. This is the tempo I was built for. Not constant urgency, but ebb and flow. The 13th principle is the middle way. The middle way is the art of avoiding extremes. Not too tight, not too loose. You don't starve yourself. You don't drown yourself in excess. You don't bury your feelings. You don't let them control every action either. Think of tuning a musical instrument. If the string is too loose, it won't play. If it's too tight, it will snap. Your life is like that string. You might know the extremes well, overworking until you burn out, or giving up and doing nothing. The middle way says work, yes, but also rest. Care for others, yes, but also care for yourself. It is not a lazy compromise. It is a living balance, always adjusting, always listening. Some days balance is more effort, less comfort. Other days it is more recovery, less pushing. The middle way doesn't give you one fixed formula. It teaches you to feel your own limits, to respect them, to slowly stretch them with kindness, not violence. Now, as your body grows heavier and your mind grows softer, let these 13 principles swirl together like mist. Non-attachment, mindfulness, acceptance, patience, simplicity, compassion, insight, impermanence, detachment from clinging desire, inner peace, gratitude, harmony with nature, the middle way. You don't need to remember them all. You don't need to apply them perfectly. Just choose one that touched your heart tonight. Maybe it was the idea of not clinging so tightly. Maybe it was the relief of not having to rush your growth. Maybe it was the comfort that nothing, not even this difficult season, lasts forever. Hold that one principle lightly, like a small stone in your hand. As you move through the coming days, let that stone remind you you don't have to force. You can participate in your life without strangling it. You can act without anxiety, love without chains, hope without demands. And when you forget, because you will, you can always return to your breath, to this moment, to this gentler way of being. For now let thought grow distant. Let your body sink into the surface beneath you, in and out. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to not fix anything tonight. You are allowed to simply be. Somewhere deep inside, a quieter you is already waking up. The you who doesn't need to force life. The you who can move with it instead of against it. Let that version of you breathe for you now. Let the principles drift down into your dreams. And as sleep slowly arrives, know this: you are already on the path. You have already begun. Let's start with the first principle, non-attachment. Think of all the things your mind clings to. I must succeed with this job. They must love me back. It has to work out this exact way. Clinging feels like safety, but inside it's a constant threat. What if I don't get it? What if I lose it? Non-attachment doesn't mean not caring. It doesn't mean you stop loving or stop trying. It means I will give my best, but I will not chain my heart to the outcome. Imagine you're working on a big project. You stay late. You hope for a promotion. Instead of silently screaming, "This must happen," you gently shift your focus. I will show up fully. I will learn. I will grow. If the promotion comes, wonderful. If it doesn't, I still keep my center. Feel the difference in your body. One version tightens your chest. The other loosens your shoulders. Non-attachment is like opening your hand. You still hold the object, but you're not crushing it. You're free to receive. You're free to release. When you let go, a little life can surprise you. Sometimes what doesn't work out becomes the doorway to something better, something you couldn't see while you were gripping so hard. The second principle is mindfulness. Mindfulness means I am here, now, with what is happening, not with the movie in my head. Right now, notice one simple thing: the feeling of the air on your skin, or the rise and fall of your chest. You don't need to force your thoughts away. Just let them float by like clouds. You are not the clouds. You are the sky that holds them. Picture yourself in traffic. Cars stopped. People irritated. Old you slams the steering wheel in your mind. New you notices. My jaw is tight. My hands are gripping. My breath is shallow. You soften your jaw, loosen your hands, take one slow breath. Nothing outside changed, but everything inside did. This is mindfulness in motion. You don't fight reality. You don't pretend to like it. You simply see it clearly and respond from a calmer place. In relationships, this changes everything. When someone speaks, you really listen. You're not rehearsing your answer. You're not planning your defense. You are just there. Being fully present is one of the rarest gifts you can give, and one of the deepest forms of love. The third principle is acceptance. Acceptance is often misunderstood. People think it means giving up, becoming passive, letting life walk all over you. In truth, acceptance is the opposite of denial. It is the courage to say, "This is how it is, right now." You don't have to like it. You simply stop arguing with the fact that it exists. Imagine you hoped for a promotion and didn't get it. One part of you wants to replay the scene endlessly. How could they? Why not me? This is so unfair. Another part of you quietly knows it happened. This is the reality today. Acceptance is when you stand in that reality. Feet on the ground, heart open. From there, you can ask calm questions. What can I learn? What is in my control? Where is my next step? The storm inside you gradually subsides. You stop wasting energy fighting what has already occurred. That freed energy becomes fuel for healing, for growth, for change. Acceptance does not chain you to your current life. It just stops you from fighting with the present moment. And only from the present moment can you move anywhere real. The fourth principle is patience. We live in a world that worships speed. Fast answers, fast results, fast progress. But your inner life is not a phone app. You cannot load a new self in 3 seconds. Patience is the wisdom that understands timing. You don't yell at a seed because it hasn't become a tree. You don't blame the sunrise for not arriving at midnight. Think about one thing in your life you wish would change faster. Maybe your healing, your confidence, your finances, someone you love. Feel the impatience around it. The silent, "Hurry up. Why aren't you different yet?" Now imagine that same situation held with patience. I will keep showing up. I will keep taking small, honest steps. I trust that change has its own tempo. Suddenly the pressure eases. The journey becomes bearable. Patience is not passively waiting. It is steady participation over time. It's the quiet strength that says I can keep walking even if I can't see the whole path.